Do 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 do. Ba-dum, bow, 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 bow. Ew, little ba-dum, bow, ba-dum, bow, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum, bow. Yeah, that's my little intro for this beautiful Pokeball charm. Isn't it pretty? This part, everything here is made out of polymer clay and then glazed with UV resin. And I'm going to show you guys how I made it. Alrighty, let's get started. So first, let's show you guys what you need for this craft. You will need white clay, white polymer clay, red polymer clay, black polymer clay, of course your bezel charm of your choice on what you would like to use. I like the round ones. They're small, they're light, and well, it's round like a Pokeball, so that is also very, very helpful. Our Blendy Blend tool, and our flat cutty cut cutter. And also, you're also going to need liquid Sculpey, and of course your glaze of choice. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so first off, you're going to need your white clay, and you're going to grab some of it and roll it into a ball. It's going to get dirty because, well, that's what just white clay likes to do. So we will clean it all up once we are done. So once you roll it into a ball, you flatten it out and you place it into your bezel charm and find out that you totally don't have enough. So you just grab everything and you just roll it up. And once again, flat it out. And you do this until you get the consistency that you want. And unfortunately, the more you do this, the more dirty your clay is gonna get. But like I said, we will clean that up in the end. So the reason why I am doing this is because we need to know that one, it will fit in the clay in the charm properly. And two, once you get the size that you want, you'll know the size that you want for the red. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute here. So that's the size that I want. That's exactly what I want. So what I like to do is have it just go over the edges just a little bit, because sometimes once the charm goes in the oven, sometimes it will shrink and it will pull away from the edges. So I just put a little bit more in there than I actually need so it doesn't pull away too much. Alright, that seems perfect. So now I take it out. If it lets me. There we go. Awesome. So we have the white. And now we need the red. So same thing, flatten it out. Just like that. Put it into your bezel charm. I think I actually just have enough. And I did not plan that, so that's perfect. Alright, so now that we have done that, also nice little tip. When you do this, make sure you use your red last, because it will dye your fingers, and then the moment you touch the clay, the white clay, it will transfer onto that, which will just, it can come off, but it will just give you more things to clean. So once you have the size that you want and the thickness that you want, make sure it equals the same amount as that one, which it does. Take it out, just like so. Now you have your two that you need. You do need this, but you have to use that after. So you have your base. You use your liquid Sculpey. And your little pointy tool. I cannot speak today. And we just, there we go. We grab some of that. Just like that. Oh, hit the camera. Oh, I really hit the camera that time. There we go. And we go and we put it on here. So this will act like a glue. So everything is nice and secure. Just like so. That should be good enough. Just make sure you spread it around just enough so it can attach to the charm. That's literally all you need. Now the next step, what I'm going to do is grab both clays. I'm going to put the white on top because the bottom part will go into the charm. You will only see the stuff that's on top. And then we get our cutty tool. And we make sure it is even. Looks about right. And you cut it through. Done. So, separate them. Just like that. And that's what I was telling you about. It will attach onto the clay. Alright, so then we get our bezel charm. We get the bottom part of the circle. And you put it down inside the charm. Just like so. Then you get the top part of the circle. And you put it inside the charm. And while you're doing that, you just kind of shape it in. Make sure everything is even, everything is together. It doesn't matter if it doesn't really add up here because the black is going to cover that in a minute. What you need to do is just make sure everything is right at the edges and everything, don't hit the camera, Tasha. Thank you. And everything is kind of evened out. Most likely the red has transferred onto the white because that's just what white likes to do and red likes to do. That is okay. Like I said, we will clean it up in the end. So now that we have the charm the way we like it, that's the way, I like it. We grab the black clay. Oh, we also need a rolling pin. Roly, roly, poly, roly. And what you do is you roll it out into a nice snake. Depends on how thick you want it. Just like so. You get cutty. Slice it off. Make sure it's nice and pretty. Then you use your roly-poly. And you just roll it out. Use the thickness that you want. Use your knife again. Go right underneath. And slice it off like that. So that's the thickness I'm probably going to use if it focuses. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten it out. I'm going to use the actual blade part to straighten it out. Don't pull a Tasha. Always make sure your blade part is down. I always use it upside down for some reason. It's just apparently how I like to roll. And we cut the excess off. Like so. If you want a little bit flatter, you can even use your blade and kind of just smooth it out. Just like that. And cut off the ends. Cut off the ends. And then once it is exactly the way you like it, you go underneath, you wiggle your blade underneath just like that. I messed it up because that's also just how I roll. I will be back and I'm going to fix that. Alright, now that we have our little thing, the rope, I don't know what this is. Now that we have the thing for the charm, bring your charm back in, and then what you need to do is place the black strip on there. Just make sure it's where you would like it, just like so. And make sure it's on there nicely. You use your cutty cut, and you slice on the side. And same thing that goes for the other bit, just like so. Sometimes I like to use the blending tool just to flatten it out just a bit so it's on there nice and secure. Alright, now that it's on there nice and secure, we can clean it up a bit. So what I normally use is rubbing alcohol. I usually use the 70 proof. I might use a higher one at times as well, but the higher the better, because it will clean it nicer. Or you can use also nail polish remover as well. Alright, I'm going to clean this up and then I'll be back. Alright, now that it's nice and clean, we can continue. So, what you guys need to do is grab a little bit of clay, roll it into a ball, and just flatten it out just a bit. And then, so that's going to be the base for our button. So you can even flatten it out a bit on your table, and then kind of figure out where the middle is, just like so. And once it's exactly the way you like it, me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I saw a little bit imperfection there. So I'll try again. Put it on the table a little bit. There we go. Alright, now that it is where you want it and you're happy with the way it looks, our next step is to do the white part of the button. So there's two steps to this. We do that part there, the middle part, and then we do a little tiny nub at the top. So, you do get a little bit of white clay, just like so. Roll it into a ball. Flatten it out like that. You can even make a little dot with your dotting tool to kind of figure out and gauge out where you want it. And then after that, place it down, flatten it just a little bit to the point where you like it. Alright, so now that the Pokeball has its little button, and I cleaned it up a bit as well off camera, I will also be using, if I can find it, I'll also be using my little tiny dotting tool. And what I'll do with that is go right in the middle, make sure it's clean, go right in the middle of the button, do a light little tap to see if you're in the middle, so you don't have to redo it. And once you see, you just kind of gauge it out just a little bit. And get your white clay, just like that. That's going to be too much, so okay, take a little bit off. There we go. Roll it out. Like so. Put it inside the button. And you just flatten it out. And then after, once you figure out how it is, and if you like it the way you've made it, just clean it up a little bit, and then once you're done that, we throw it in the oven. And once it is baked, I'll be right back. Alright, and now that our charm has come out of the oven, I baked it for 20 minutes at 270. I bake it a little less than what it says on the package because it will say about 275. I baked it for 270 for 20 minutes. Just follow the instructions on your package, and also, you know, make sure your oven can handle it. My oven likes to make things crack, so I do it a little bit less than what it says on the package. But anyway, I'm just blabbing on now. Now that we have everything cleaned and baked, what I also did, because the white part was a bit dirty and a bit rough, I used a very, very fine sandpaper, so like that, and I get a little bit wet. I get the sandpaper a little bit wet, and then I just sand it. It will smooth out the edges so it's nice and smooth, and it will take out any of the imperfections. So I do that with the white part and the part up here, and yeah, now that it's nice and smooth, nice and clean, everything's good. Also, if you're trying to figure out why my red clay is all glittery, I used a pearlized red clay from Sculpey. I forgot to say that in the beginning. So you can use any clay you like. I like the pearlized clay just to give it a little bit of sparkle. But anyways, you can leave your charm like this if you like, or you can glaze it. Now you can use any glaze that you prefer. I like to use my UV resin, and so I poured it in a container like that, and what we're just going to do is glaze. When you glaze, just make sure you pull it all the way to the side, because I've noticed with this UV resin it likes to pull away from the edges, so just make sure it's all pulled to the very edge and you should be okay. Alright, now that we have glazed our Pokeball, what I'm going to do is put it in the UV light just want to make sure I put everything right to the very edge. Make sure it's all covered. Make sure I'm in the camera view. Alright, now that it's all covered and it's pulled all the way to the edges, we are going to go and put it in the UV light. Now, mind you, if you have UV resin or you want to use UV resin and you don't have a UV light or a UV torch, because I use a lamp and sometimes I use a torch as well, you can put it in the windowsill. So, mind you, right now in Canada, in Ontario, there's not a lot of sun. It's very cloudy and gloomy and poopy, but you can put it in the sun and the sun will cure it as well, which is pretty flippin' awesome, and my stomach just is talking to me right now. So let's get this done so I can have some pizza. Alright, so we will put this in the UV light. I will be back. Alright, now that it came out of the UV light, the charm is all done. It looks so good. I love when I put on the UV resin. It makes the colors pop and it makes it all shiny and sparkly and stuff. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you like these videos, these crafting videos and other random stuff I managed to put on here, please definitely press or smash the like button. And if you want to see more of these videos, please smash the subscribe button. And also make sure you click on the notification bell to click on all notifications so you can know when any and all of my videos are uploaded. Alright guys, yeah, that's pretty much it. I will have all my information down below. Definitely check out my Instagram and my Facebook page because I have so many events coming up here in Ontario in the Durham region. So if you want to find out when I will have a booth at certain events, definitely check out my two pages. I will put them, like I said, down below. But that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I shall see you guys later. Bye!